Now, earlier this week, I had the pleasure of catching up with a gardener who's also been creative about her use of space. You don't need much space to create a garden because where there's a will, there's a way. It's possible to squeeze a productive patch into something as small as a car space. And I'm here to meet a determined gardener who's done just that. Mary.
Hi, Costa.
It's nice to finally be here. Tell me, where did you first start to create the garden?
Well, I used to have a couple of tubs of the Cumquats, and that looked pretty, but then I wanted more and more and more as they were doing well. So I decided to make an orchard.
Mary Tang lives in Neutral Bay on Sydney's North Shore.
I think you can do a lot with a very little space, you know. I think people need to know the aspect they have, get the right sort of plants that would grow in the spot you have chosen for the garden, and you can grow something from a container. But I mean, if you want to grow a lot of things in a very little space, like I have done, you have to put in a bit of work.
How big is the space here?
It's only car space, about 20 square metres.
And how many pots are on the space?
I think around 60 something.
60 pots?
Yes, amazing. Mostly fruit trees, edible stuff, some vegetables, garlic chives, all the herbs, parsley, sage, thyme, even sweet potatoes. Lots of things, really.
It's clear to see that citrus are a passion of yours. What's your favourite?
Wow. Well, I will always love the Cumquat most, I think, because I like cooking and I make marmalade with the Cumquats.
Which lemon is your favourite?
Eureka.
Me too.
Yeah, it's...
Definitely. It's got the tang.
Yeah, it's a real lemon.
Yeah.
It's a real lemon.
Mary, I share your citrus passion, but tell me about your latest love.
Yes, my figs. It's not the season now, of course, but sometimes they have two crops. And this one, even though it's quite small still, it's fruiting again. This is the brown turkey.
What do you love about figs?
Oh, what's not to love about figs? They're so delicious. I particularly like it when they fruit. They don't all ripen at once. So you can, have some every day for a long, long time. Whereas with some fruit, you get a whole tree full and you get a glut. But with figs, you don't.
Mary, I noticed around the garden that you're actually using aerial layering as a propagation technique.
Yes, it's the easiest thing.
Can you run me through it?
Sure. All you have to do is cut around the branch, like so. The idea is to take the bark off. You've got to expose the white bit.
Okay.
Take the green bit off. And then you just grab a bit of sphagnum moss, squeeze all the water out of it, dampen it, and get a bit of plastic, wrap around it. You can put some hormones in there. So what I like to do is fold it up like that, make a crease like that. Mm-hmm. The roots will grow into the sphagnum moss, and then you just cut it off, and then you've got a tree with roots. Basically planted in. Yes, yes, I have quite a few going at the moment, and they're doing very well.
Keeping all of these plants happy in pots takes some doing, and Mary has some useful tips.
You have to boss them around a bit, get them to behave, do more pruning, especially the citrus. Keep them small to the size of the pot and keep them from pushing each other over. Feed them more often, but not with a lot of fertilizer because just get washed out anyway.
Mary's an inspiration for city gardeners. Do you think you'll ever run out of space?
Well, I always think, I think I'm at saturation point. But, somehow I always find more space.